In 1926, Californians approved a constitutional amendment establishing the Judicial Council of California to unify and improve the administration of justice statewide. Back then, California had more than 800 court systems, with no one responsible at a statewide level for making sure the judicial system was running smoothly. The Judicial Council has evolved into a critical institution that promotes consistency across courts, elevates service to the public, and enhances the experience of those who rely on our justice system. The Council has transformed the court experience for Californians in many ways. Examples of this include through self-help services for those who cannot afford an attorney, with language access support to ensure everyone can fully participate in our court proceedings, through technology that supports remote access to our courts, and in building modern and secure new courthouses that promote access to justice. None of this would be possible without the work of more than 20,000 public servants across our state's judicial branch. Together, the Council will continue to transform the court user experience to improve access to justice for all Californians.
The COVID-19 pandemic sparked a strong statewide push to modernize court technology. One of the most significant steps was the Judicial Council spearheading the availability of modernization funds to help courts upgrade outdated systems and adopt new tools. Oftentimes, these technologies require a huge investment of resources that until these resources were available, we simply could not move forward with some of these projects. This funding was enormously successful, allowing us to put technology in every courtroom, progress that would not have been possible without the vision of the Judicial Council. Technology now touches every part of our courts. We can file cases online or check case information instantly. Remote hearings allow participants to appear virtually, present evidence, and access interpreter services, all without physically being present in a courtroom. Since March 2022, over 6 million proceedings have taken place using remote technology.
One of the fundamental goals of the California Judicial Council is equal access to justice, irrespective of the language that someone speaks. The Council has worked tirelessly to ensure the opportunities to accommodate those language needs, whether for those who speak a language other than English or those who are deaf or hard of hearing. In 2015, the Judicial Council adopted the Strategic Plan for Language Access. Through that program, we are ensuring that from court websites to front counters, from self-help centers to signage in the hallways, our court users are able to understand court proceedings in the language that they understand best. The Judicial Council has reaffirmed its commitment to providing an interpreter to all parties who require one, regardless of case type or income level. Through various programs, we are growing and diversifying our court reporter workforce. All of these are essential to ensure that our court users have full and fair access to our court proceedings and our courthouses.
Millions of Californians come to court without an attorney each year, largely because they cannot afford one, and they rely on resources sponsored by the Judicial Council. Court self-help centers are their lifeline. Because of this growing need, the Judicial Council made access to courts for self-represented litigants one of their top priorities. Did you know in 1997 there was just one self-help center in California? Today, each of the state's 58 trial courts have at least one self-help center. Starting during the pandemic, we shifted many centers' methods to include online services. The Judicial Council launched an online self-help guide to the California Courts website to help people navigate the court system, which gets over 7 million visitors a year. The guide is accessible in multiple languages and helps court users learn how to deal with a broad range of civil and criminal matters. When Californians feel the courts are understandable and accessible, public trust in the judicial system increases.
Access to justice includes access to safe, secure, and accessible courthouses. In 2002, the Judicial Council implemented the Trial Court Facilities Act, shifting the responsibility for courthouse construction and maintenance from the counties to the state under the Judicial Council. Between 2002 and 2026, the Council is overseeing completion of 35 new courthouse construction projects, with 18 more in the pipeline, totaling about 5 million square feet. Currently, the Judicial Council manages 21 million square feet, covering 430 court buildings statewide. The Council is also working on achieving climate sustainability in courthouses. These efforts include water conservation, solar procurement, electric vehicle charger installations, and setting additional sustainability standards for courthouse construction. To date, 21 courthouses have earned LEED certification for projects that meet high standards for sustainable design, energy efficiency, and water conservation.
For 100 years, the Judicial Council has supported access to justice through innovation, collaboration, and a close partnership with the courts and our sister branches of government. As we look ahead, the Council's strategic plan will continue to guide our path forward, grounded in the principles that define us, putting the public's needs at the forefront, protecting the independence of the judicial branch, upholding the highest quality as a standard throughout the court system, and embracing accountability as a fundamental duty of public service. Our court system will continue to adapt responsibly, deliberately, and thoughtfully to meet the demands of a changing California. Together with the courts and our sister branches of government, we will remain focused on ensuring California's justice system is fair, accessible, and serves the public with transparency and integrity.